Now let's talk about China. Yesterday there was an important meeting in Beijing. China's top decision-making body met. It's called the Politburo. Xi Jinping was there. China's Defense Minister Li Shangfu was expected to show up too. But he did not, because he's still missing. In fact, Li has been missing since August this year. Almost a month, no sign of him. China has not bothered to address this, let alone explain the disappearance. And just like the last time, Li's absence is fueling rumors. There is growing scrutiny. The PLA could be going through a purge. Again, no official confirmation, but reports say the Chinese army is facing a crackdown. China's military is controlled by a special body. It's called the Central Military Commission, or CMC. This is the apex decision-making body, the top decision-making body in China. Xi Jinping chairs it himself. Now, some cadres of the CMC are under investigation. This is also according to reports. We cannot confirm this. But here's what we can. Something is amiss. PLA's officials have received instructions. They've been asked to, quote-unquote, purify their social circle. What does that mean? It means be careful about who you associate with. That's what military officials have been advised in China. In fact, I have a quote from the PLA Daily. It's the military's news website. This is what it says. The most effective way to stay away from dangers and temptations is to conduct physical isolation. Now, this report further says that some leaders have been removed because they, and I'm quoting, socialized with the wrong people. Leaders have been removed because they socialized with the wrong people. Are they talking about the Defense Minister of China here? There is a strong possibility they are, because Li Shangfu is not your average general. He was handpicked by Xi Jinping, just like Qin Gang, the foreign minister who went missing. He was subsequently sacked. Now, Qin Gang was a loyalist too, a trusted aide who worked by Xi Jinping's side. He rose through the ranks quite swiftly, and his downfall was even faster. It is believed that Qin was punished for an affair. What about Li Shangfu, the defense minister? He is under investigation for corruption. Before becoming defense minister, he led military procurement in China from 2017 to 2022, and now his stint is under scrutiny. So there is a shake-up, especially in the PLA, but it has not moderated their aggression against neighbors. In fact, they're doubling down in the South China Sea. Chinese soldiers are pressing their claims. There is a navigation warning. Beijing wants to start fresh military exercises. It is asking other ships to stay away. In recent months, tensions have escalated. China has been locking horns with the Philippines. This is over the Scarborough Shoal. Again, this is in the South China Sea. Both Beijing and Manila claim it, but China seized the shoal in 2012. It installed a floating barrier here. This was to block ships from the Philippines. This week, Manila dismantled the barrier and Beijing responded with a threat.
The so-called statement by the Philippine side is entirely self-serving. China firmly upholds the sovereignty and maritime rights and interests of the Huangyang Island. We advise the Philippine side to refrain from making provocations or seeking trouble.
What about China's own provocations? From the Himalayas to the high seas and now the internet, Chinese hackers have breached the US State Department. They've targeted emails of diplomats and they've managed to steal thousands of emails. We have some numbers. At least 10 email accounts were targeted and some 60,000 emails were stolen. We don't have names of the victims, but we can tell you that these emails belong to the State Department's officials. 9 of them worked on East Asia and the Pacific, and 1 of them worked on Europe. And this breach was first reported in the month of July. Back then, the extent of the damage was not clear, but now the US has a better understanding. The breach compromised sensitive information, they say. The Chinese hackers stole a whole lot of data: travel itineraries, diplomatic deliberations, even social security numbers. What's a social security number? It's like an Aadhaar number in India, a 9-digit unique number that enables personal identification of individuals. Chinese hackers stole all of this. So while Xi Jinping is making his ministers disappear and cracking down on his army, there is no let-up in China's nefarious activities. The security threat is only escalating.